Most people believe that financial progress starts when you start earning more money. But decades of research in behavioral economics say something entirely different. According to studies by the Harvard Business School and National Bureau of Economic Research, financial outcomes are strongly influenced by decision quality rather than level of income. Now, when we say decision quality, we're not talking about intelligence or luck. Here, we're talking about how informed, calm, and intentional your financial choices are. For example, do you invest because you understand your numbers or you're just guessing? Do you spend because you can do that or because you feel pressured? The difference between informed and emotional decisions is what shapes your financial future. And decision quality depends on one thing most people skip in January: understanding where you stand financially. Because if you make decisions without understanding where you are, then you make those financial mistakes all over again in a new year. Happy New Year and welcome to Most Brave, where we break down finance into simple practical steps. My name is Mora. Research on financial well-being consistently shows the same pattern. In 2018, a study was published by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, and it found that people show higher level of stress not when income is low, but when their finances feel unclear and unpredictable. So bringing it into Nigerian context, it looks something that looks like you earn regularly. For instance, someone who earns, let's say, 500,000 naira. So you earn regularly, you can pay your bills, but somehow you feel very anxious every time you're about to make a financial decision. So questions like, what percentage of your income handles your fixed expenses? What percentage of your income is flexible? If those kind of questions are not clearly answered, then every decision sort of feels risky, unsafe, unsure. And the interesting part is that feeling risky, that feeling of risk is what actually creates stress. So you might say to yourself, this is just theory. But I'll have you know that even in Nigeria, a formal research was done on this. In fact, in a baseline financial literacy survey supported by the Central Bank of Nigeria and the National Bureau of Statistics, experts measured financial capability across different adult groups and found out that many Nigerians struggle with basic financial behavior because they lacked structured understanding of their money flows. So this tells you that this is not just abstract. It's grounded in data showing how Nigerians behave when it comes to making financial decisions. And the truth is, behavioral economists have been, explaining this to us for years. According to this renowned psychologist, Daniel Kahneman, uncertainty increases cognitive load. This means it stresses your brain when there's any form of uncertainty, and your brain has to work harder. So there was another study by the University of Chicago on financial anxiety, and they came out to say that people show some level of anxiety or anxiousness when their finances are unpredictable. They don't understand how their finances work. That people are calmer and can make better decisions when they're predictable outcome. Now, listen to this. Even when those outcomes are modest, so it doesn't have to be something great or big, but the fact that there's some level of predictability that makes people are calmer and they make smarter decisions. So if we want to put it in context now, so that explains why someone might be earning 500,000 naira and they are calmer than someone that is earning 5 million, because that person that earns 500,000 understands the flow of their finances, understands their income level, their spending pattern, and things around their money. So they're able to make better decisions because they are not as anxious as somebody that's probably earning 5 million or 10 million a month but has no clue about their finances or has not put their finances in order to be able to make better decisions. So financial literacy is not just about understanding terms, money terms, and what they mean. It's a situational awareness around money, especially your own personal finance or your business finance. So it's knowing what's coming in, what's going out, what you have available to work around, what you have available to work with. So let's look at possible mistakes that people make in January. So because December, a lot of people have spent so much usually would spend much more in December because of the festive period and end of year, all those things. So some people just feel they need to catch up. There's this pressure to try and catch up in January. So you set unrealistic goals, you begin to panic, rushed investments without fully understanding what they're going into. And then number 3, trying to play catch up, trying to recover all the money that was spent just the previous month. Understand that research has also shown that when you're under pressure, you're most likely going to make an emotional decision rather than a strategic one. That's why a lot of January goals are thrown out of the window by March. A typical example would be second week of January in the gym. In fact, by 2nd or 3rd of January, you see some people already in the gym. The gym will be very full. Everybody has, written down their target weights, what they want to achieve, and they start these aggressive plans that are not sustainable. And by March, you go to that same gym and you see like 30% of the people you saw in January. So January doesn't necessarily have to be a month of execution. It should be a month of orientation and reorientation of your financials. Let me even understand first what I'm doing, where I am at the moment before I start making decisions. Because you don't just change direction while you're still running now. You can't just I just turn. You have to pause first, look up, see where you are before you know, okay, should I move straight or should I turn? So what should we do differently this year? If you want this year to be different, what should we do differently? Number 1, build financial visibility. Now, what do I mean? Research on household finance also found that people who track their expenses, their income, understand their finances, report less stress, and therefore they're able to make better financial decision with confidence. So in practical, what does this mean? So create a place. It can be a notebook, it can be a spreadsheet, it can even be an app, or you can simply just write it down. What do I earn? What do I spend? What is left? There's no need to judge yourself or feel ashamed, but at least know where you are. It's very, very important because that is the starting point. Simple, easy habit can improve your decision quality. Number 2, stabilize before expanding. Stability is a requirement for sustainability. So before you increase your savings target, your investment, any other thing that you want to do, how predictable are your expenses? Stable enough before you start expanding. Because if you just jump into investing without even creating a safety net around you, chances, we're not praying for anything, but if anything happens, you're going to go back to that investment to settle what you would have at least stabilized first before doing that. So ensure that you at least this will enable you to understand how predictable your spending is, your expenses, things that are necessary for your survival. So make sure your bills are predictable, your spend you've understood, and then create a buffer. Stability means that you're not constantly reacting to things. You've already created a system around you that works. In easier term, your account balance no surprise you. You already know what is inside. Then number 3, improve your decision quality. So before swiping any card or before making any financial decision, ask yourself this: do I really understand my current position? Am I reacting, or is this intentional? Is this thing aligned with what I can handle? Before you do that transfer, ask yourself these three questions that we just spoke about. Pause. Just no matter how urgent it seems, except if it's an emergency, you know, ask yourself those three questions. Because you see that pause that you did, it will shift from an emotional to an intentional decision. And the interesting thing is, over time, this thing becomes a habit and it builds your financial confidence. So, guys, a new year does not change anything, new decisions do. And a better decision starts with understanding. Thank you all for watching. Share, like, subscribe if you haven't done so, and share this with someone you know would benefit from this. Take care and remain financially fabulous. 2026 is going to be a great year. We will know how to handle our finances, and by the grace of God, everything that we touch our hands with is blessed. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.